Has this ever happened to you? When everything seems perfect, but one small thing shakes your entire world? What happens when the people you trust the most end up betraying you the most? But the real story is still to come. You won't want to miss this. The day of Jasmine and Marcus' wedding is supposed to be a fairy tale, a moment that encapsulates the deepest dreams and hopes of love, trust, and a shared future. The air is filled with excitement and anticipation. The ceremony is set in a picturesque garden, its beauty enhanced by the soft glow of the setting sun. There are soft, delicate lights hanging from the trees, and the sweet scent of blooming roses and jasmine fills the air. Every detail has been meticulously planned, and everything is perfect. Jasmine, the bride, walks down the aisle, her every step graceful and serene. She looks every bit the picture of a woman who has it all. In her elegant white gown she shines, embodying the joy of a new beginning. The years of hard work, struggle, and sacrifice have led her to this moment, and she knows it. Her path hasn't been easy. She's fought for every opportunity in life, overcoming challenges with strength and determination. Growing up in a modest neighborhood, Jasmine had always felt the weight of the world on her shoulders, constantly striving for more. There was always pressure, financial struggles, an unstable home, and the constant pressure to succeed in a world that didn't always embrace her ambitions. But against all odds, Jasmine made it. She put herself through school, worked multiple jobs, and gradually built a stable life, brick by brick. In many ways, Marcus represents not just the love of her life, but also the culmination of all her hard work, a reward for her perseverance. For her, Marcus isn't just the man she loves. He's the symbol of everything she's fought for and built, a steady, reliable future. She stands there at the altar, a picture of grace and pride, ready to commit herself to the man she believes is the perfect match for her. The trust and loyalty she holds above all else are unwavering. This is the man she is certain will stand by her side through every trial life throws their way. But Marcus, though standing tall at the altar with a confident smile, is far from certain. His gaze flickers nervously as he waits for Jasmine to approach. The smile on his face doesn't quite reach his eyes, and in those bright eyes lies something Jasmine can't see, something that makes him uncomfortable in his own skin. Beneath the charm and the polished exterior, Marcus is struggling with a deep sense of restlessness. He tells himself he loves Jasmine, but he's unsure if it's enough. The pressure of the moment, the vows he is about to take, the weight of his commitments, everything feels overwhelming, and in his chest there is a gnawing feeling that something is missing. He looks at Jasmine, and for a fleeting moment he wonders if he's making the right choice. It's not that he doesn't care for her, he does. But Marcus is a man who thrives on excitement, unpredictability, and adventure. Life with Jasmine promises stability, love, and a beautiful future. But what about the thrill of the chase? What about the parts of him that crave something more? Nina, standing in the crowd, watches this scene unfold. She's the bridesmaid, the best friend, the woman who's known Jasmine longer than anyone. They have shared everything, dreams, secrets, laughter, and tears. There was a time when they were inseparable, when their bond felt unbreakable. In Jasmine, she'd found more than just a friend. She found a sister. But today, as she watches Jasmine walking down the aisle, a different emotion rises in her heart. There is a flicker of jealousy, a pang of resentment she has been hiding for years. Nina smiles at Jasmine, her best friend, and for the most part, she's happy for her. But deep inside, the envy burns. She watches Jasmine's life unfold, and each success, each new milestone, only serves as a reminder of what Nina doesn't have. Jasmine has everything that Nina has always wanted: the stable life, the love, the perfect man. Nina, on the other hand, feels like she's stuck in the shadows, watching others live out her own dreams. And in this moment, as Jasmine walks toward Marcus, Nina's heart is filled with bitterness. The fact that Marcus is standing there at the altar doesn't make it any easier for Nina. She has always quietly harbored feelings for him. Those feelings, buried deep under layers of friendship and loyalty to Jasmine, have never been fully acknowledged. But now, in this moment, as Marcus looks at Jasmine with what seems like unwavering devotion, Nina feels the weight of those unspoken emotions more than ever. She wishes it were her. She wishes it had been her walking down that aisle, holding Marcus's hand, living out the life she always imagined. But it isn't, and the pain of that reality strikes her hard. She hides it well, though, behind her fake smile, supporting her best friend as if everything is perfectly fine. But the truth is, Nina feels a deep, simmering resentment that has festered for years. It's a jealousy she tries to suppress, but today, standing in the background, pretending to be happy, that jealousy feels almost unbearable. The ceremony proceeds as planned, and it's beautiful. The vows are exchanged, the rings slip onto fingers, and promises of love and fidelity are made. Guests wipe away tears, the music swells, and everything seems perfect. But behind the smiles and the elegance, Jasmine, Marcus, and Nina are all carrying their own secrets. Jasmine can't yet see the small, fleeting glance exchanged between Marcus and Nina, a glance that only lasts a moment, but speaks volumes. It's the kind of look that makes Jasmine uncomfortable, though she brushes it off, attributing it to wedding day jitters. But in that moment, something shifts in her. A small seed of doubt is planted in her mind. It's not the first time she's felt like something was off, but Jasmine has always trusted Marcus. She has always trusted Nina. But now, something deep within her stirs. The ceremony ends, and the reception is filled with laughter, music, and celebrations. But for Jasmine, the unease she feels lingers in her heart. The tiny pieces of doubt, of confusion, start to grow. The wedding reception is in full swing. Jasmine smiles through the crowd, her eyes shining with happiness. But beneath her smile lies a growing sense of unease. The excitement of the day has taken its toll, and though she's surrounded by friends and family, there's an odd emptiness that refuses to leave her heart. She can't pinpoint it, but something feels off. Marcus has been distant, his warmth fading as the day has gone on. His smiles no longer feel genuine. Every time she catches his eye, he looks away too quickly, like he's hiding something. She tries to shrug it off as wedding jitters, but deep down, she can't help but feel like there's more to it. Nina, her best friend, has been by her side the entire day, offering a reassuring smile. But there's something in her eyes, too, an unreadable expression that Jasmine can't quite decipher. As the night wears on, the celebration continues, but Jasmine feels her energy draining. The laughter, the music, the clinking of glasses, all of it feels distant, muffled by a growing sense of foreboding. She keeps glancing at Marcus, who seems increasingly distant. At one point, she catches him speaking in hushed tones with Nina. They're standing off to the side, their heads bent close together. Jasmine watches them, her heart inexplicably heavy. She tries to shake it off, thinking it's just her mind playing tricks on her, but the unease remains. It's as if there's a wall between her and the world around her. and she feels more alone in the midst of the celebration than she ever has. Eventually, the party winds down, and Jasmine and Marcus retire to their hotel suite. The walk back is quiet, the only sounds being their footsteps echoing in the empty hallway. Once inside, Jasmine eagerly moves toward the bed, excited to finally be alone with her new husband. She wants to embrace him, to talk about their dreams for the future, to share in the joy of their union. But Marcus isn't there. He's standing by the window, staring out at the city lights. There's a strange tension in the air, thick and suffocating. Jasmine's heart races as she approaches him, her instincts telling her something is wrong. "Marcus," she calls softly, her voice trembling slightly. "What's going on? Are you okay?" He doesn't answer immediately. He remains staring out the window, his expression unreadable. It's as if he's somewhere far away, lost in his own thoughts, completely disconnected from her. Jasmine reaches out, gently placing her hand on his back, trying to ground him in the moment. "Marcus, please, talk to me. You've been so distant all day. What's happening?" His shoulders stiffen at her touch, and he turns to face her, but his eyes avoid hers. He's not looking at her in the way he normally does, with love and affection. His gaze is distant, colder. The warmth she had come to rely on is gone, replaced by an unsettling silence. "I just need some time, Jasmine," he mutters, his voice low and strained. "I'm just tired. The day's been overwhelming. Let's just go to bed." Her heart sinks as she listens to his words. Something about them doesn't feel right. It's the same empty excuse she's heard from people before, when they don't want to confront the truth. Jasmine tries to push her doubts aside, but they keep creeping in. She's hurt and confused, but she decides to give him the space he's asking for. She turns away, retreating to the bed, but her mind is still racing. The questions keep spiraling in her head. Why has he been so distant? Why won't he open up? What's going on between him and Nina? As she lies there, staring at the ceiling, sleep eludes her. Hours pass, but Marcus doesn't join her in bed. Instead, he remains pacing around the room, his footsteps echoing in the stillness. His unease is palpable, and Jasmine can't ignore it anymore. The doubts have grown too loud in her mind. She feels like something has broken, but she doesn't know what. Finally, after what seems like an eternity, Jasmine can't take it anymore. She has to know what's going on. She sits up in bed and calls out to him, her voice trembling with a mix of frustration and worry. "Marcus, please, talk to me. What's really going on? I need to know." Marcus doesn't respond at first, but after a long, painful silence he speaks, his voice barely a whisper. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm ready for this. For you." His words hang in the air like a storm cloud, heavy and suffocating. Jasmine's heart shatters. "What are you saying?" she breathes, barely able to speak. "We just got married, Marcus. How can you say that?" He turns away again, his face contorted with guilt and confusion. "I never meant to hurt you," he mutters, "but the damage is done. The hurt has already begun." Jasmine feels it crashing over her like a tidal wave, the weight of his words suffocating her, stealing the breath from her lungs. This wasn't what she had imagined. This wasn't the night she had dreamed of. She tries to reach out to him, but he pulls away. His uncertainty is like a chasm between them, one that grows wider with every passing second. As the night drags on, Jasmine can't shake the feeling that something is terribly wrong. The silence between them is deafening. Unable to sleep, she gets up and walks around the room, her thoughts swirling. She wonders if Marcus has been hiding something from her all along. She doesn't know what, but the suspicion gnaws at her relentlessly. She thinks back to the brief moments during the ceremony, the way Marcus had looked at Nina, the way they had shared whispered words in a corner. There was something there, something unspoken, and now it feels like it's all crashing down around her. Around midnight, still unable to shake her feelings of dread, Jasmine decides she can't stay in the room any longer. She needs to find some answers. Marcus is still lost in his own thoughts, his back turned to her as he stares into the darkness. She grabs the key card to the hotel room and quietly slips out of the suite. As she walks through the empty halls, her heart races. She doesn't know what she's hoping to find, but something pulls her toward Nina's room. The two of them have been close for years, and Nina has always been her confidant, the one person she trusts implicitly. If something's wrong, Nina will know. Maybe she'll have the answers. But as she reaches Nina's door, she hesitates. A sudden gnawing feeling tells her that she might not find what she expects, or worse, what she fears. Her hand hovers over the door as she debates knocking. But then she hears something. Quiet, muffled voices inside the room. It's enough to send a cold shiver down her spine. She knocks gently, calling out softly, "Nina, are you there? I can't find Marcus." There's no answer. Silence. She knocks again, louder this time. Nina had always been a light sleeper. Jasmine's heart begins to race faster, the anxiety building in her chest like a storm about to break. "Nina!" she calls again, her voice trembling with growing concern. "Please, open the door. I need to talk to you." Her knuckles throb as she pounds on the door, the panic rising within her. She's growing desperate, unsure of what to do or where to turn. Marcus isn't in the suite. Nina isn't answering. Jasmine's mind starts to race, connecting dots in a way she hadn't before, and her fears are beginning to take shape. Finally, the door creaks open. Marcus and Nina stand there, their faces drained of color. The air between them is thick with guilt and shock. They stare at Jasmine, who stands frozen in the doorway, her heart breaking in real time. In that moment, everything shifts. The truth is undeniable. The betrayal is laid bare in front of her, and Jasmine's world unravels before her eyes. Her heart is torn between disbelief and a cold, growing fury. Marcus and Nina, the two people she trusted most, have shattered everything. Her marriage, her friendship, and her future. For a brief second, Marcus steps forward, his hands raised in an attempt to explain, but Jasmine can't bear to hear it. The pain is too much. She takes a step back, her mind swimming with confusion, anger, and hurt. Her voice is barely audible as she whispers, "How could you? On our wedding night." The words sting more than she could have imagined. The reality of the betrayal, the crushing weight of it all, floods over her. Every dream, every hope. After witnessing everything, Jasmine returns to her room and cries, reflecting on her fate. She wonders why her best friend and her husband would do such a thing to her on their wedding night. Lost in these thoughts, she begins to feel dizzy and collapses to the floor. After some time, when Marcus returns to the room, he finds Jasmine lying on the floor in a lifeless state. But perhaps Marcus doesn't feel the pain Jasmine is experiencing. In this way, the first night of their marriage, meant to begin a new life, ends in a journey of death. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like this video for more true crime. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and theories in the comment section below. Take care and see you in the next video.